Hello everyone, it's Mish here and welcome to my channel. If you're new or returning, I'm glad that you're here, my kindred spirits. Today we are I'm going to just do a couple more pages in my Christmas journal. I'm trying to get everything all ready for December or before, but there's a postal strike, so we'll see how things go. So I have already done a couple, I think this is like part 3. The first one we put the journal together and we did our little first page, and then the next one we did a couple more pages. There was a couple things that I added. So I did kind of color in the little bunnies, not enough that they're in your face, but I just took my gel pen, just a white gel pen, and it kind of looks like they have a little bit of fur. So, and I was happy with that. And then for the ear, I just took another one of my little gel pens and just put a little pink in their ear, a little pink on their nose, and I thought about doing a little bit of something, little cotton or something on their tails, but maybe. And then I put some lace on there. And then I can't remember who said in the comments about having this little bit maybe for some stamps or something. And I thought that was a really great idea. So I think what I might do is I might get some parchment paper, put underneath there, and put just a little line of glue there so that this becomes just a wee little pocket that I can put some little tickets or something. I could do that now, but I think that they would just fall through. But I think that would be a cute little tuck spot for some little things. And then I'd still have the band for some larger cards and the pocket for some journal cards, which we're going to do some more creating along that lines. So that may be something that I'm actually going to figure out. So today I just thought we would do a couple other pages. So I think we'll do this page. And what I want to do is I got this Christmas card I think it was last year or the year before from, well, she was my manager at work at the time, and now she's my colleague. We're both managers now, and I really learned a lot from her. But I wanted to put this little card in my journal. So what I did is I just cut the ends off, and then I can use these, and that's gold foil. I don't know if it picks up on the video, but so I could use those as little cards later on somewhere else in my journal. So I wanted to put that down, and then I just took a piece of pattern paper from a pad, and I'm thinking that I want to layer this. So I want to just cut that a bit. And I'm thinking that this is about 5. So I'm thinking that I might cut this much off so that it kind of sits inside there. And I'm just going to cut a little bit more off the end of that so that it layers in there like so. Yeah, like that. And then when we open it up, we'll have just may all your Christmas wishes come true. I have a little something that I want to put there, and then we can open this up, and and then we'll do something else with that. So the other thing that I thought I would do is when I get that on there, I'm going to make this a bigger pocket. So I want to put that right around there. So I'm going to just put some glue in there, just on the card itself. And then I want this to open this way, and the trees are directional. So I'm just going to get that down in there. pull that down just like so. Like that. You can still see a little bit of that, but that's fine. And I think that's relatively straight. Looks pretty straight to me. And it's centered pretty good. There's about 1/8 of an inch on each side. Okay, so then what I thought is I want to make this a bit of a pocket. So I'm going to put it down maybe as far as that line goes. So I'm only going to put glue on the outside bits, the bottom, and then down here. So then this will be a deep pocket. That should work. Okay, so then I want to leave room at the top. I want to try to center it. I could even put it down a little bit more, like so. Okay, and then just push down the edges. So then that becomes like a deeper pocket, but I can put a long tag or a bookmark or a big journal card there. I just need to get that stuck down. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry and go on to the next project. So the next project that I want to do is I want to do some stuff with the CD cases. So what I thought that I would do, is I already have a few here, is I'm going to make an accordion, I don't know, picture book or something. So to do that, I'm just going to flip those over. So I'm going to glue these down. Let's see what happens. Because I want to put a panel over top of those. So I'm just going to take these little flaps. You know, I still do have quite a few of these paper ones from way back. And I used to always think, gosh, what am I going to do with those CD cases? But there's a lot of little projects that I think you can do with these CD cases. Okay, so I'm going to glue that one there, and then I'm going to glue this one on this side. And we'll see what happens. Okay. And I'm going to try to get that right to the edge and relatively straight. So then that will fold in. But why is that hanging down? Because I didn't go all the way to the top. Okay, so I want to go to the top to make it flush with the bottom. Although it doesn't really need to be. It would add interest if it was offset a little bit. Okay, and I still want stuff to be able to go in there. So I don't want to actually, I don't want to glue it to the very top. I just want to glue it to this main bit so that I still have that available. Okay, and then might need to just adjust that a little bit. All right, and then it's going to go like this. So I'm thinking it'll go like that in my book. And I was thinking it'd be on the back cover because there's, between the cover and the last signature, I have about this much space. So I've got room for a little something something there. So it would open like, it'll open like how? I want that on the outside. So it's going to open like this. Like that. Ta-da! So then I can put something in from there. I can put something in from the bottom. I could have turned this one around and had this at the top. And I'm going to put like a panel there. So I'm okay if it comes from the bottom. It's kind of interesting. And then, so for the back one, we can access it from the side here. So we can put something in there. We could put something in there. Or if you wanted to turn it around and have it from the top, that's fine. And then we'd have something there. And then when it's in our book, it's going to look like that. Then we can open it up. Boop, or open it this way. We could put another little hinge there so that it opens all the way out. So I could hinge that so that we've got all of that. Or I could make another pocket here. Because we've got a pocket here, remember, already. And then we'd have a little slot there where we can put something in our CD case. And then we'll have our little bottom one, put something in there. And then we'll have this one, put something in there. So I'm not quite decided if I want to hinge that, or I think I'd like to do a little pocket there. And we can have 3 little panels for like pictures or something interesting, and then like a journal card. So we could put our private little prayers or thoughts in there, which would be a little bit private for us with a nice picture. And then we'd still have a space for a tuck there, and we'd have a space for a tuck there. But then we could have this as a writing spot too. I don't know, I'm going to think about it. So I'm going to go away because I just want to try to cut out some pattern paper, I think, and I need to find my paper, and I have a couple circles that I can measure my aperture. So this one just about fits. And then if I use both of these in my Cuttlebug, I could make a little frame, a little round frame that I can then put on there as well. So I can do that. The other options is just cover up your center. So you could just cut a circle to lay in there, and then you can stamp all around. So you could do some stamping. You could do blending with your blending brushes. You could do some watercolor, just some watercoloring and stickers. There's so many ways that you could do to decorate it. But I think what I want to do is I want to put some pattern paper down on each one with the aperture cut out, and then some panels on the back, and then we'll decorate those. I think that's how I'm going to do it. So I'm going to go away, get some paper, get my stuff cut out, and then I'll come back to put it together and we'll decorate. Okay, so I'm back. This is a couple days later, and I struggled with this one because I just couldn't get the right feel that I wanted for my journal. So I did do this one here, and what I did is I cut just 5x5 squares, and then on the back of the square, pretend that's a square, I just made a cross, and where the cross met is where I put my circle to cut out the aperture. If you don't have a circle, you may find something relatively the same size. Actually, you want it a little bit smaller, just to trace around, a lid of a mayonnaise jar or something like that. And then I just cut it out, and then you can just cut it out. So I put, this was paper from a paper pad. So that's what I initially used. And then on the back, I have just some of the Tim Holtz collage paper. And then for my journal cards, I just used, again, some paper from a paper pad. My issue was it's too thick, it's too bulky. I think it's a great little accordion book, and you could keep going forever. So if you wanted to give a special person, your children, grandchildren, spouse, friend, a little book that had some photos and memories and stuff, I think this is just a great way to do it. And then I didn't put my back panel on because that was what I was going to glue that down. But I did put my ribbon down so you would have a little, you could tie that. So I still think it's a great little accordion mini flip or mini album. So I threw that to the side for now, and I'll find a better use for it. So I went back to the drawing board. I also found some of my CD cases that were red and green. I've had these in my stash. I don't even know where I got them. But again, I didn't really like that feel. So I just went back to the plain white ones. But this time, when I joined them together, I'll show you on the one that I did. So this is the one that I ended up doing. And I went to my computer, and this paper here, I just resized it so that actually it would be like the center. So say like this center here, this one here, which would have something on both sides. On the computer, I shrunk it down to size, and I made it into a square. So then I printed this on tracing paper. So in my Epson printer, the only way that I can put tracing paper through is just taking a thin piece of copy paper, and then around the edge with this double-sided tape, I put the tape and make sure that it's completely flat, and then I can feed that through my printer. I have a couple printers, and that's really the only way that I can put that through my printer. It's obviously it's very thin, but because it's so thin, here's the centers here. It's it's tracing paper, so it's like tissue paper size weight. So that was, I loved that, and I loved how the pattern is going to carry through. So I was happy with that. And then on the back, I just used some tissue paper that I got at the dollar store. So again, very, very thin. It's not going to add a lot to this, to my book. The other thing I considered is last year at Michael's, I picked up some of this, and I think it's parchment paper because it has like a shiny side, a very smooth shiny side, and then more of a matte finish on the other side. And I believe it was in the baking section. So I'm thinking it's parchment, but it was on sale for $5 or something. So I took it out to the kitchen because that's where I try to do my ironing and stuff. And I actually ironed a piece. So when it comes out of the pack, it's like this. It's all kind of wrinkled up. And then I just ironed it flat. And I considered using some of that, but I just really liked that paper. So I thought I might find something else to use that with. So that's what I did. But on the back, where this little flap is here, so when it opens, you can see there's this little extra piece that comes along here. I just took those straight down, and when I glued them together, I cut this strip in half because you don't need all of that to glue that together. You only need a little hinge there, so I kind of cut that off. So just trying to cut down on the bulk. So that's what I have. And then for my journal cards, I just went and resized a couple of one of the Digikits that I had. And then on the back, I printed just some lines. And I can, as I'm journaling on here, I can add stickers and stuff. I've got an idea of what I'm going to use this for, but I'm not exactly pretty sure though. I just want to record a few memories. So this one here is going to be my front one. So I want the Mr. Snowman on the front. Now the other thing that I did do as well is I printed off some sheet music, and then I put a reef on top of it, and I just printed that out and cut out the reef because I was thinking that maybe I would put the wreaths on there, which I think would be a great idea, but I kind of just felt the hole was a little bit too small because I want to highlight that this is a CD case. But what I think I'm going to do is make a couple windowed pockets, maybe shaker or something. I also made backgrounds so that when you took the journal card out, there'd be like a little background there. So I stamped this one, and I did like 3 or 4, but I'm not sure exactly where they went. I had that on there. Oh, here. And then I had a Christmas tree, and I had a something else. But again, I felt that just to have a background there, it was just adding, it was making it too bulky for my journal. It'd be fine if this was going to be maybe a standalone, or I had left a lot more room for it. So that's kind of, if I take the glare off, so that's going to be how it's going to go in my journal. So this, compared to this, it's not showing up on camera, but this is at least 2.5 times, would take up 2.5 times the amount that this is, because this just lays really flat. So I'm happy how that turned out. So that's going to be my first page, and then you can access it there. Then there's a little flip down there, and then to access the front panel is going to be from there. So it's going to be a pull out so that you can pull it out this way, but I am going to fasten this down into a pocket so that when you open it up, you can pull it that way, but you only have access to the back there. And I might collage on the back of this or something, or I might just leave that the way that it is. So I've put my ribbon closure, so it's gonna tie, and I put it down lowish, so it kind of blends in a little. Well, it's not going to blend in because it's blingy, but it's not right in his face. The other thing that I wanted to do is I have a little tab punch that I got to Stampin' Up. So I punched a little circle that I wanted to put there. And then with this tissue paper, I took another piece of just scrap paper to put behind it. And I punched out a couple little circles because I was thinking that I'd put the little white circle, and then this circle is from the paper that I used for the front, because I want to put pull and lift and pull. I'm not giving this away this year, so I'm going to know to lift and pull, but I just thought it would be a cute little thing. When I put this down, I used the Fabri-Tac and double-sided tape, because this glue would, even though it's pretty good for most things, it would have made this really wrinkly. So I'm thinking that I want that up there, like so. And then it will say, once that dries, I've got a jelly roll. No, I'm going to need a black marker. I had tried it right on the white to see if I liked it right on the white, and then decided that I would use this. So I'm just going to write lift and pull. Okay, and then that's going to go just there. But I'm thinking that I might like excuse me, to put maybe a little piece of ribbon or something behind it, or a little piece of material. Yeah, that looks good. always say to myself, why are you keeping that little thing? And then I end up using little things. It's finally stopped raining, though I like the rain. I got up early again. I was up about 5. I think I kind of like that. Yeah. I could put another little piece of burlappy stuff, but I didn't pull that out. So I only have this, and I think that this would be that'd be way too thick. Or I could just leave it, and then I'll figure something out for later, because I don't have to put that on. But I am going to put a little pull at some point, and I'll show you in the next video. So, but I'm going to just, I put some double-sided score tape here. This is a nice, it's a heavy-duty tape, but I do also like to put just a little bit of glue along the edges. And along there. I had to operate on my glue bottle earlier because it just wasn't, it was dry, something was dried in the little nozzle bit. Okay, so there is a bit of a pocket there. So, but I'm not going to have like a huge thing coming out of it. So I'm thinking that if I put it about here, that should. Okay, and then open that up. And we have our nice little thing. And if you had wanted to, you could have taken one of these panels and maybe thinking now, because I only had one of these left though, and I didn't want to print off more, but I could have done that, which I think I would have liked. Actually, I can still put that over top because it's only tissue paper. I don't think it would add that much. I could do another one and then just put that, you can faintly see the snowflakes behind there, but that's kind of nice, and it would give me a little bit of writing space. So that's what I'm going to do. So when I come back in the next video, I think I will have put that down. We shall see. I might say, no, I'm not doing it. Okay, so I think that's a couple little projects for today. I don't want this video to be too long, and I want to film a couple more this weekend. So this one will come out probably on Tuesday. So yeah, and that's it. So thank you for joining me today, and I hope you did enjoy that, or maybe picked up a couple tips. There's probably more that I could tell you about the CD cases, but it's slipped my mind now. There's, if you didn't want to put your, cut your aperture out, like I said in the beginning, you could take watercolors. You could just do some collaging with some scrap paper. There's the possibility you could doodle on it, stamp on it. The possibilities are endless. But this was the project for today. So thank you very much for stopping by, and I hope you stay safe and well, and bye for now.